I am literally still hyperventilating. Like, I am in a full-blown atmospheric orbit right now.
You need to breathe, babe. Get some oxygen.
I can't. Because the sheer unadulterated audacity of a man looking a jury in the eye and pinning his heinous, unforgivable crimes on a dead teenager.
Yeah.
A dead teenager who was murdered and literally cannot defend himself. I am unwell. I'm physically unwell.
Oh, please. You want to talk about the anatomy of a liar?
Yes, I do.
The real crime here, like the true systemic failure of society we are witnessing right now, is a grown adult high school teacher swiping right on local dating apps looking for 20-year-olds.
Oh, it is so gross.
That is the actual terror in this town. Put him in jail. Put the whole school district in jail.
And that's exactly what we are unpacking today, because we are officially dismantling the entire architecture of deception in Little Kilton.
We have to.
Today, we are taking a magnifying glass to the latest developments of the Hastings case. We have compiled the trial transcripts, we are analyzing the crowdsourced video evidence from the calamity party, and we are forensically breaking down the biometric data from Jamie's smartwatch.
It is a lot of data.
Our mission today is to separate the facts from the emotional manipulation, because I swear every single person in this town is lying to us.
They're swimming in a toxic waste dump of their own deceit, and we are going to drain the swamp.
So, babes, welcome back. It's the middle of the week. You are surviving. We are surviving. And, babes, we fucking love you for being here with us on the Snark side.
We really do, even when we are collectively spiraling into the abyss together.
And before we get into the literal chaos of this town, babes, I have an announcement. The Chipotle bowls are on deck.
Oh, they are present. They are accounted for. And they are aggressively fragrant in this room.
And yes, Snark Squad, we both tried the new honey chicken.
Regrettably, but yes. We succumbed to the corporate marketing machine yet again.
And yes, we paired it with mojitos.
Which I need to analytically break down right now.
Oh, here we go.
Because the flavor clash happening in my mouth is bordering on a culinary war crime. I need you to explain the thought process to me.
It makes perfect sense.
Who decided that a minty, lime-forward, rum-soaked Cuban cocktail was the correct beverage pairing for a bowl of aggressively seasoned, fast casual chicken?
It is refreshing.
The pH balance alone is sending my taste buds into a state of shock right now.
Bitch, it's called a vibe. It's summer. Mint is refreshing. Lime obviously goes with cilantro. And honestly, rum goes with my current emotional state after watching that trial.
You are unhinged.
It absolutely belongs together. And I am instantly obsessed with this honey chicken, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It is giving sweet. It is giving spicy. It is giving literally everything I needed to heal my nervous system today.
You have the palate of a feral raccoon. Let's just be real for a second.
I have great taste.
Why do we always do this? Like, why do we sit down, open these cardboard lids, and instantly convince ourselves we are elite Michelin star food critics?
Because we are women of culture, obviously.
Yeah. We act like we are judging Top Chef.
Ah.
Yes, the subtle notes of mass-produced honey glaze really complement the day-old black beans and my existential dread.
Excuse you. My bowl is structurally perfect. Brown rice, black beans, fajita veggies, the honey chicken, mild salsa, corn, sour cream, cheese, guac, lettuce.
That is a soup. You made a soup.
It is a masterpiece. Though I do have to admit, part of me is grieving that I didn't get a burrito today. I really love a burrito.
Don't start with the burrito propaganda.
A burrito feels like a warm, tightly wrapped hug. You don't have to think about a burrito. You just hold it, and it loves you back.
And this is exactly why bowls are structurally superior, and why your burrito ideology is fundamentally flawed. Let's look at the thermal dynamics and the moisture retention here.
You are ruining my lunch with science.
If you put that liquid nightmare of sour cream and salsa into a tortilla, you are creating a localized flood event.
It mixes together.
By minute 4, the structural integrity of the tortilla is completely compromised, and you are eating a soggy diaper.
Stop it.
A bowl is an architectural triumph, babe. It allows for equitable distribution of ingredients. I can control the bite ratio.
You are a control freak.
I am not at the mercy of whoever rolled it. And honestly, I am already aggressively planning my next order, and it will involve double chicken, 0 beans, because I respect my gastrointestinal peace.
You are so hostile to joy. You just want to control everything, even your lettuce distribution.
I like order in a chaotic world.
Well, honestly, babes, speaking of joy, we got So many comments from you all after sharing some of our Pride stories
The
yesterday.
DMs were literally flooding in.
And honestly,
Mhm.
we loved every single second of reading them. It was exactly the dopamine hit we needed, so we thought we'd share a few more today.
Because we were in a sharing mood.
Yes, and we love exposing ourselves for your entertainment.
Oh, please, dig your own grave. Expose yourself.
Okay, so picture it. Toronto Pride. A few years ago. I am not just watching this parade, babes. I am actually in the parade.
A terrible decision right off the bat.
Exactly. The route goes all the way down Yonge Street, turning onto Dundas, heading toward Church Street.
A massive route.
Right. And if you know downtown Toronto, you know it is basically a canyon of glass and concrete.
Yeah.
It creates this wind tunnel of pure humidity, so it feels like 1,000,000 degrees.
The microclimates of downtown are vicious.
Vicious. And I, in my infinite unhinged wisdom, decided to wear this overly ambitious, multi-layered sequin and feather contraption that weighed roughly 40 pounds.
Structurally unsound, just like your burrito preferences.
Add up.
You clearly have a history of making poor load-bearing decisions.
I really do. I brought zero engineering to this outfit. It was giving Vegas showgirl meets a very tired pigeon.
I can picture the tired pigeon perfectly.
By block 3, the weather had literally melted the industrial-strength eyelash glue holding the rhinestones to my face. I am sweating off half my body weight. But the crowd energy is insane, right? Like, if you've never been in a parade, it is a visceral experience. Hundreds of thousands of people screaming, the bass from the floats vibrating directly into your chest cavity. You feel invincible.
Until reality hits.
Right. And right as we cross the absolute busiest intersection at Dundas Square, the heel of my boot just completely snaps off.
Yeah.
It's an APS.
Naturally, because physics always collects its debts.
I am hobbling. I am trying to serve face while walking like a pirate with a peg leg in front of 30,000 people.
A sequined pirate?
And this random stranger in the crowd, this absolute angel of a drag queen with a full beard and a neon pink wig, just hops the metal barricade, marches right up to me, and hands me a roll of heavy-duty silver duct tape.
No way.
Yes. She looks me dead in the eye and says, "Fix it, bitch, you're ruining the aesthetic."
I love her.
Then she just hops back into the crowd like a ghost. I taped that heel to my foot like a cast and marched another 2 miles. I will never forget her. She was my guardian angel.
See, that is community. That is mutual aid in action.
It really is.
My story, however, is significantly less heartwarming and vastly more corporate.
Oh no. Corporate pride is a specific type of trauma.
Oh, I got roped into being on a float for a major bank in Chicago.
Yeah.
It was a corporate float, which is its own circle of hell.
Let me analytically break down the pre-parade staging chaos for you so you fully understand the psychological warfare.
Paint the picture for us.
You have 300 gay people who haven't slept in 2 days, forced to wear identical stiff cotton-branded T-shirts.
Oh my God, not the stiff, unbreathable promo cotton.
It is a sensory nightmare. The fabric literally doesn't breathe. We are trapped in a staging area on a side street for 4 hours before the parade even moves.
4 hours of standing around in the heat.
Yes. And the float is just a rented flatbed truck covered in cheap rainbow bunting that keeps detaching in the wind.
That is so bleak.
But the absolute funniest thing I witnessed was our corporate HR representative, this woman named Susan, who definitely only drinks Pinot Grigio with ice cubes and goes to bed at 9 p.m.
We all know a Susan. She was trying to maintain order. She had a clipboard, babe.
A clipboard at Pride.
Literal clipboard. Meanwhile, a group of local leather baddies completely overtook our bank staging area to aggressively adjust each other's harnesses right next to the bank's banner.
Oh my.
Susan's left eye was violently twitching. She was trying to enforce a corporate code of conduct at a pride parade. It was performance art.
Susan was fighting for her life in the trenches. I can literally see the clipboard shaking in her hands.
She was broken. Completely broken. And by the end of the route, the sheer physical exhaustion is indescribable. You have been waving a tiny, cheap plastic flag for 6 miles.
The repetitive motion injury is real.
My shoulder was partially dislocated. My face physically hurt from forced smiling at strangers. And yet, did I go home to rest my weary bones?
Absolutely not.
No. Because of FOMO, I dragged my lifeless corpse to a ridiculous, overpriced after-party in a basement club that smelled like fog juice and desperation.
Why do we do it to ourselves?
I fell asleep sitting upright in a leather booth and woke up completely covered in someone else's body glitter.
Which is exactly why pride parades are the ultimate organized chaos. It's beautiful.
It's a mess, is what it is.
But the unhinged things people yell from the barricades. I heard someone scream, "Your contour is giving me a panic attack," at a passing float once.
That is constructive criticism.
The outfits are either the most stunning, custom-made works of architectural art or literally just a neon jockstrap in a dream.
Usually the latter.
Pride always breeds the best messy stories. Babes, we are loving all the love. And we love love. So keep those comments and stories coming in. We live for the Snark Squad and your shared chaos.
Honestly, we are just excited. It's June. The seasonal depression is finally lifting for me.
We are, which means we really need to talk about summer plans. Like, are we actually going to make it to the beach this weekend?
Probably not.
Because I am deeply romanticizing it in my head right now. I have vision. I have the cute, oversized, woven straw tote bag.
Which holds nothing practical.
I have the aesthetic Turkish cotton towel that looks great on camera. I have 3 hardcover psychological thrillers that I will absolutely lug all the way to the sand, set up next to me, and not read a single page of.
Let me analytically destroy your delusion right now before you ruin both of our weekends.
Don't ruin this for me.
You are not going to read. You are going to sweat profusely. Sand is going to infiltrate crevices of your body that you didn't even know existed.
It's natural exfoliation.
We are going to sit in a line of idling cars on the highway for 3 hours just to look at murky water. And let's talk about the grim reality of packing a cooler.
I love packing a cooler. It makes me feel like a provider.
You love the idea of a cooler. The reality is thermodynamic failure.
You take the fun out of everything.
You buy an expensive bag of ice. It melts in 25 minutes because the UV index is actively trying to kill us.
Okay, well, we eat fast.
Your overpriced artisanal seltzers become lukewarm, and the condensation turns the bread on your artisan turkey sandwich into a soggy, inedible sponge.
Stop saying soggy.
Getting to the beach is a military logistical operation, and the only payoff is a second-degree sunburn and finding sand in your car mats until Thanksgiving.
You are a dark looming cloud of pessimism.
I am a realist.
But, okay, you're not entirely wrong about the sand. It actually haunts my car. The vacuum can never truly defeat it.
Exactly.
Maybe we aren't truly beach people.
I'm great.
Maybe we're sitting in aggressive air conditioning and, like, pictures of the beach on Instagram kind of people.
We are indoor cats, babe. We thrive in climate-controlled environments with reliable Wi-Fi. It's fine. Just accept your truth.
Okay, babes, enough summer planning. Because I cannot hold it in anymore. We need to talk about the absolute wreckage of this town because the deception is out of control right now.
We need to dissect the complete implosion of the Hastings trial. Because I have notes. A literal binder full of notes on the legal malpractice happening here.
Let's start right in that courtroom because I need to talk about Pip on the stand. I was emotionally spiraling watching this scene.
It was rough.
If you are sitting on that jury, you have to see she is terrified. It was so incredibly unfair. She gets up there to testify about the phone call, the one where Max literally admits to things, and Christopher Epps, the defense attorney, completely annihilated her.
He chewed her up, spit her out, and danced on her credibility.
He was so mean.
Babe, let's look at this analytically. I know you love Pip, but legally. Epps ate her up, and he left 0 crumbs. It was a master class in cross-examination and discrediting a hostile witness.
But she was telling the truth. We know she was telling the truth. Max confessed on that secret voice memo.
It fundamentally does not matter if she was telling the truth in the eyes of the court. We need to explain how the rules of evidence actually work, because this is where Pip's amateur sleuthing hit a concrete wall.
It's so frustrating, though.
You cannot just drop an unverified secret voice memo in the middle of a high-stakes sexual assault trial like it's a TikTok receipt.
But she had it on her phone.
There is this little thing called the chain of custody. How does the court know that audio wasn't spliced? How do they know it wasn't AI-generated or edited out of context by a teenager?
Because we know Pip wouldn't do that.
The jury doesn't know that. She didn't submit it to the police, she didn't log it into evidence, and it wasn't disclosed to the defense during the discovery phase. The judge throwing it out wasn't just mean, it was the only legally sound outcome. Epps knew exactly what he was doing by objecting.
It is just so infuriating because he uses the legal system as a shield for his client's predatory behavior.
That is literally a defense attorney's job.
And then Epps pivots and brings up her stalking Max. He brings up her hiding in his shower and the waitress disguised at the party.
Which is brilliant defense strategy. It's called character evidence. Epps needed the jury to stop looking at Max as a predator and start looking at Pip as an unreliable, obsessive fanatic.
But she was just investigating.
From a jury's perspective, who knows absolutely nothing about her little investigation, she sounds exactly like Joe Goldberg.
Oh my God, she kind of does.
Think about it. You break into a grown man's house and wait in his bathroom. You put on a fake uniform to infiltrate his private party. Epps painted her as a deranged, obsessed, spurned teenage girl with a vendetta.
He spun it so well.
And the devastating part is she gave him exactly what he wanted on a silver platter when she lost her temper and yelled, "I hate him," in the middle of the courtroom. Boom. Case closed. Witness credibility utterly destroyed. Bias established.
It was devastating. I felt sick watching it. And then the gloating. Max confronting Pip outside the courtroom. He is so smug, so untouchable.
He loves the power trip.
He really does. He said something like, "Does Ravi know you ruined his chances of becoming a lawyer? I wanted to reach through the screen and choke him myself."
Valid response.
And then he forces his younger cousin, Robin, to try and steal Pip's phone.
Can we please, for a moment, discuss Robin's absolutely abysmal espionage skills?
He was sweating so much.
Max, in his infinite sociopathy, blackmails this terrified kid into stealing the phone so they can physically delete the voice memo. Robin goes to Pip's house with Lauren. He's supposed to be slick. He's supposed to be a covert operative.
And what happens?
Pip's phone starts ringing while it is actively inside Robin's pocket.
I was screaming.
The sheer physical comedy of him trying to casually pretend it's his own phone, but the specific ringtone is actively betraying him to the entire room. He has the spy capabilities of a golden retriever.
It was so stressful. But the final straw, the absolute final straw that broke my brain, Max takes the stand.
The performance of a lifetime.
He promised his mom, Rosie, he was going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And he gets up there, places his hand on whatever, swears an oath, looks at the jury, and lies.
Through his teeth.
He pins the sexual assaults on Sal Singh, a dead teenager, who's framed for murder.
It is the sheer, unadulterated, narcissistic sociopathy of Max's move that is so chilling, but honestly also deeply calculated. Let's break down why the specific lie is so dangerous.
It's evil.
It is. But think about the psychology of Little Kilton. Sal is dead. Everyone in that town spent years believing Sal was a monster because of the Andy Bell case.
Right. They already hated him.
Exactly. Max knows this. Max understands the town's underlying prejudice, so he takes that existing bias, weaponizes it, and uses a ghost as his scapegoat.
Because a ghost can't testify.
It perfectly manipulates the jury because they are already primed subconsciously to believe Sal is capable of horrific things. Max the predator, but he is a highly intelligent, calculating one who understands public relations and bias better than anyone else in that room.
It makes me sick to my stomach. Which brings us to the only sliver of hope in this family. Rosie, Max's mom.
Let's talk about Rosie.
Oh my God, I was celebrating in my living room. She finally crosses that boundary, goes into his room, finds the hidden pills, and realizes her golden boy is an absolute monster. The maternal delusion is finally broken.
Is it, though? Let's analyze that chilling scene on the stairs, because that was a masterclass in psychological manipulation.
It was so hard to watch.
Max realizes his stash is gone. He's cornered. His mom walks in, and she confronts him. She calls him what he is, a rapist. She says she's going to the police. And what does Max do? Does he panic?
He gaslights her.
Yeah.
He begs her to stay. He shrinks himself down and literally says, "What if I plead guilty? Will that make it better? Please don't hate me."
Exactly. He shapeshifts. He instantly plays the scared little boy. He knows exactly which psychological buttons to push to activate and manipulate his mother's protective instinct.
Because he knows she loves him.
He is addicted to his own lies.
Yeah.
He has absolutely no intention of pleading guilty, as we clearly saw later in court. He just needed to say whatever it took in that exact second to stop her from walking out that front door and handing physical evidence to the cops.
Those pills would have locked him away.
He neutralized the immediate threat by weaponizing her unconditional love for him. It's trauma bonding, it's brilliant, and it's terrifying to watch someone operate with zero empathy.
It is so dark, you can literally see her break on those stairs. But we need to pivot, because Jamie's trail of absolute chaos is stressing me out even more than the trial.
The Jamie situation is rapidly deteriorating.
Connor and Jamie's mom, Joanna, hear a scream.
Yeah.
We run upstairs with them, and Joanna pulls a sweater out from where it was aggressively stuffed under Jamie's bed. And it is soaked in blood.
A lot of blood.
The chest, the sleeve, it's not just a drop, babes. It is a terrifying amount of blood. I am terrified Jamie is dead. And then Pip notices the yellow knife is missing from the kitchen block. He took a weapon, his sweater is bloody, his smartwatch heart rate flatlined. He's gone. He has to be gone.
Hold on, let's rein in the emotion and be entirely logical here for a second.
I can't be logical.
Yes, the sweater has a significant amount of blood on it. But whose blood is it? You immediately assume it's Jamie's blood because you lead with your heart.
Because he's missing.
I am highly suspicious that Jamie did something terrible himself. Let's look at the behavioral pattern leading up to this.
Okay, outline it.
He stole Flora's bracelet. He tried to steal his own mother's credit card. He's carrying a kitchen knife out of the house into the night. That behavioral profile doesn't scream helpless victim to me.
But what does it scream?
That screams desperate perpetrator who is in way over his head, panicked, and on the run.
But he was acting so scared in the days before. He was terrified of something. Which leads Pip, Connor, and Ravi to Howie Bowers, the local drug dealer, to try and retrace Jamie's steps.
Oh, please, we have to talk about Connor's undercover slang.
I was dying.
This sheltered suburban child walks up to a hardened, convicted drug dealer in a dark alley and asks to purchase some hippie lettuce.
And wacky tobacco was watching through my fingers.
I literally had to pause my screen because the secondhand embarrassment caused my soul to temporarily leave my body. Let's analyze the absolute privilege and danger here.
Connor has no survival instincts. Yeah.
You cannot approach a man who just did hard time in Kingsgrove Prison, a man who operates an illegal narcotics distribution ring, and ask for hippie lettuce like you're in a 1990s after-school special. Connor is incredibly lucky Howie didn't just end him right there for being a liability.
It was so cringe, but it actually got them information. Howie said Jamie hasn't bought from him in ages, but he drops a massive bomb. Kara owes him money for MDMA.
Which leads to the confrontation.
Which leads to the massive heartbreaking fight between Pip and Kara. Pip finds the bag of MDMA and Jamie's missing portable charger shoved in Kara's jacket pocket. And Pip goes completely off on her.
Pip was relentless.
Babes, I have to defend Kara here. Her sister Naomi was involved in the hit and run. Her dad is emotionally absent. Her entire life is falling apart. She was deeply traumatized. And she took a little MDMA to numb the pain. She was just trying to cope with an unlivable situation.
Okay, I am going to shade Pip heavily right now. Pip is a toxic bulldozer of a friend. Let's look at the investigator's bias she is operating under.
She is just stressed.
Pip comes into Kara's house, ostensibly to be a good friend and check on her mental health. But the absolute millisecond she finds a clue for her case, the charger, she completely discards Kara's literal downward spiral.
She does kind of ignore Kara's feelings.
Kara says it perfectly, and it is the most honest line of the season. You care more about your investigation than who you break along the way.
That line gutted me.
Pip is so pathologically obsessed with solving the puzzle that she has lost her humanity. She doesn't care that her best friend is buying hard narcotics from a violent felon. She only cares about the phone charger.
But Pip is running out of time. She says it herself, the statistics are terrifying. After 72 hours, the police stop looking for a missing person and start looking for a body. She's desperate. She's carrying the weight of a life.
Desperation doesn't excuse treating your friends like collateral damage in your own true crime fantasy.
Fine. But let's get into the wildest part of the investigation, the Lila delusion.
This is where it gets crazy.
Pip asks her listeners to send in crowdsourced footage from the calamity party the night Jamie vanished. And they get this video. It is grainy. It is chaotic. Jamie is at the party at 11:24 p.m. He gives Kara his charger. Then he approaches someone.
You can barely see anything.
You can only see a hand, and the hand has the word lightweight written on it in marker. I screamed.
Because it's Ruby. Ruby Foxcroft, which, if you were looking at it logically, makes zero sense initially. Why is a 24-year-old Jamie approaching an 18-year-old high schooler at a messy house party?
Because Jamie calls her Lila. He walks up to her and says, Lila, it's me. And Ruby is looking at him like, who are you? I'm Ruby.
Let's analytically break down the mechanics and psychology of the modern catfish here, because this is where the cybersecurity aspect gets fascinating.
I'm taking notes.
Lila. This unknown phantom entity stole Ruby's Instagram pictures. We call this photo scraping. Ruby has a public account. She has around 800 followers. She posts a lot of highly aesthetic selfies. It's the perfect target for a scammer.
So scary how easy it is.
Lila creates a fake dating profile using an 18-year-old's face to lure in older men. Jamie thought he was meeting this beautiful girl he'd been talking to on the app, but he was talking to a ghost. He was talking to a digital fabrication.
And it gets crazier. The graveyard scavenger hunt. Pip matches with Lila on the dating app using a fake profile. Lila immediately realizes she's been made and disables her account, but not before sending a final pin drop to the local cemetery.
Creepy location choice.
They go there in the dark to the grave of Hillary Wiseman. Pip remembers a cryptic note in Jamie's room that said Hillary Wiseman left 11. They take 11 steps to the left of the headstone, and what do they find hidden in the grass?
A payoff.
A bouquet of flowers, $900 in cash, and a note written backwards. At al Ival Image. To Lila, love Jamie.
Which is just...
I know it's dark, but it's also deeply tragically romantic. A graveyard scavenger hunt for a forbidden internet lover. Leaving flowers at midnight. I was swooning.
You are actively romanticizing a crime scene, and it deeply concerns me. Let's look at the forensic facts here.
You hate romance.
First of all, spelling things backwards is the cryptographic security level of a literal toddler. Connor even says Jamie used to do that when they were kids. It is not some Da Vinci Code cipher, it's a childish habit.
It's cute.
But more importantly, the $900. Let's talk about the economics of extortion. Why is a 24-year-old barista leaving almost $1,000 in cash in a graveyard for a woman he has never physically met?
Because he loves her.
That is a classic espionage dead drop. You leave the package at a predetermined isolated location to avoid a digital paper trail or a physical handoff. That's not romance, babe. That is a payoff. Someone was blackmailing Jamie.
You drain the magic out of literally everything with your logic. But fine, let's talk about the corruption because the blackmail goes deep. Officer Dan De Silva.
Oh, dear.
Kip confronts him in his car because she knows he's been sketchy. And what does she see on the passenger seat? Blood. I dropped my mojito when I saw that. I immediately thought, Dan is a dirty cop and he killed Jamie.
It's the obvious conclusion, but the twist is actually brilliant. It's Dan's own blood.
I was so shocked.
We find out Max Hastings blackmailed Dan into threatening Jamie so Jamie wouldn't testify about something he saw. Dan picks Jamie up, tries to use his police authority to intimidate him, and Jamie, surprisingly given his demeanor, fights back and punches Dan square in the face.
Go, Jamie.
That's where the blood came from. Jamie wiped his own sweater on Dan's bloody nose. The blood on the sweater under the bed wasn't a murder. It was self-defense against a corrupt cop.
And the reason Max could blackmail a police officer, because Dan covered up the hit and run for Max. But the biggest shock, Pip reveals to Dan that Nat, woman A in the trial, is Dan's own sister.
A massive revelation.
Dan didn't even know his sister was raped by Max because she used a pseudonym in court. The absolute devastation on Dan's face when he realizes he's been doing the dirty work for the man who assaulted his sister.
It completely upends the entire power dynamic of the situation. Dan is no longer Max's pawn. He is now highly motivated to destroy Max.
Which we love to see.
He has the badge, he has the access, and now he has the motive for revenge. Which perfectly ties into Stanley, the security guard, who finally cracks and admits Max forced him to loop the golf club CCTV footage to fake an alibi for the night of the assault. The walls are rapidly closing in on Max's empire of lies.
I'm here for his absolute downfall. But babes, we have to talk about the grossest part of the investigation. Mr. Clark, the English teacher.
Let's talk about this predator.
Pip finds out he was commenting on Lila's fake dating profile. She confronts him at school, and he admits he matched with her and talked to her on the phone.
I need to sarcastically dissect this for a moment because the audacity is breathtaking. You are a high school teacher, you are on a hyper-local dating app, and you are swiping right on a profile of a girl who physically is the exact same age as the student sitting in your third period literature class.
It is repulsive.
Even if her bio claims she is 22, why are you fishing in the exact demographic pool of your students? It is wildly inappropriate, deeply creepy, and a massive red flag for predatory behavior.
Disgusting. Put him in jail. And Lila tells Mr. Clark she has a brain tumor and then ghosts him the absolute second. She finds out he's a teacher on a public school salary and not a rich businessman who can pay her fake medical bills.
Which connects perfectly back to Jamie.
Yes. Pip guesses Jamie's laptop password because he typed it backwards, again toddler security, and checks his search history. Jamie was researching brain cancer.
Because Lila told Jamie the exact same lie.
She is a monster.
She targets men, tells them she's dying of a brain tumor to elicit sympathy and bypass their logical defenses. It's an emotional con to extort money, hence the $900 in cash left in the graveyard.
It all makes sense now.
And then we get to the biometric data. Jamie's smartwatch. Pip pulls up his health app. His heart rate was fine. He walked 1,800 steps into the woods, and then at exactly 12:35 a.m., the heart rate flatlines. It drops to 0.
I screamed at my television, he is dead. And then the tension spikes even higher because the scene ends with the local search party combing through Jason Bell's property, the greenhouse, and Connor and Ravi find the Missing yellow knife.
Just sitting there.
Just sitting there. It is the craziest cliffhanger.
It is a massive amount of data, and we need to process it, which means it is time to move to our highly anticipated segments where we judge everyone's life choices.
Yes. Segment 1. Detective of the Week. Who made the smartest move during this part of the case? I am going first, and I am choosing Connor.
Seriously, you're choosing the hippie lettuce kid, the boy who almost got shanked in an alley.
Yes, I am emotionally defending him, because without Connor, Pip would have literally nothing. He is the one who remembered Jamie's childhood quirk of writing things backwards.
Child's parlor trick.
That singular piece of brotherly knowledge cracked the code on the graveyard note, and it cracked the code on the encrypted laptop password. Without Connor, Pip would still be staring at a locked screen, entirely clueless.
Yep.
He deserves credit for unlocking the biggest clues.
I reject that premise entirely. Remembering a fun fact from childhood doesn't make you a detective. My detective of the week is Max's mom, Rosie.
What? She let him manipulate her on the stairs. She backed down.
But before that moment of weakness, she made the smartest and most psychologically difficult move of the entire investigation. She went into his room and looked.
I guess.
Do you know how hard it is for a mother to override her own deeply ingrained maternal bias? To suspect her golden boy, go into his sanctuary, violate his privacy, find the hidden drugs, and put the pieces together from the trial.
It would be hard.
Yes, he manipulated her later, but the sheer investigative instinct to cross that boundary and find the physical evidence of his crimes makes her the smartest person in the room. Was it luck she found the pills? Maybe, but she acted on the suspicion instead of burying her head in the sand. That takes incredible guts.
Okay, fine. Rosie gets points for breaking her own illusion. Segment 2. Most suspicious person. Who do we trust the absolute least right now?
Go ahead. Who is your target? Who is on your hit list?
Jason Bell.
Becca and Andy's dad, the grieving father. Why?
Think about it, bestie. Look at the geography of the clues.
Yeah.
Why is his construction site or his greenhouse or whatever that property is the exact location where the search party finds the yellow knife?
It could be a coincidence.
He has been hovering in the background this whole time, acting agitated. He complained to Pip that Max's trial is ruining his business contracts and he might lose his company. He is heavily financially stressed. I think he's hiding massive financial fraud or criminal secrets, and Jamie stumbled onto something illegal happening at that property while meeting the Catfish.
That is a wild, speculative leap, but I appreciate the financial forensics. My most suspicious person, however, is Jamie himself.
He is the victim. His heart literally stopped on the watch.
Is he the victim? Let's review the tape one more time. Jamie is highly suspicious. He steals a valuable bracelet from the Greens. He tries to steal his mother's credit card. He owes money to Howie Bowers, a convicted felon.
Because he was being blackmailed.
He carries a kitchen knife out of the house into the dark. He punches a police officer in the face. Is he a helpless victim of a catfish? Or is he simply a chaotic, destructive force who is guilty of his own crimes and got caught in a web of his own making? I don't trust his narrative at all.
You are so cold. But let's take these theories and elevate them to segment 3. The Snark Squad Investigation Board. We each have to present one unified theory about what is really happening with Jamie. I'll start.
I can't wait for this delusion. Please enlighten the class.
Listen to me very carefully. Lila is not a stranger. Lila's not some random internet scammer. Lila is someone they know from school.
Based on what empirical evidence?
Based on the fact that she chose Ruby's photos. She knew Ruby was a local girl who posted a lot, meaning she had local knowledge of the social dynamics. I think Lila is actually Naomi.
Naomi.
Yes. Naomi has been MIA this entire time. She was involved in the hit and run with Max. She is deeply traumatized. What if Naomi created this Catfish profile to lure Max or his associates into a trap to get revenge, and Jamie somehow got caught in the crossfire?
I am aggressively challenging this theory on multiple fronts right now. If it's Naomi seeking revenge on Max, why is she extorting exactly $900 from Jamie Reynolds and leaving it in a graveyard dead drop?
Maybe she needed funds to run away.
How does faking a brain tumor to scam money from a local high school teacher and a 24-year-old barista equal revenge on Max Hastings? The financial motive completely derails your Naomi theory. Scammers scam for money, not abstract high school revenge.
Then what is your brilliant theory, Sherlock? Tell me how you solved it.
Jamie faked his own death.
His heart rate flatlined. The watch recorded 0. You can't fake a biometric 0.
Exactly. The watch recorded 0. Let's explain how photoplethysmography works in optical heart rate sensors.
Stop using big words to sound smart.
The watch shines a light into your skin to measure blood flow. If the watch is removed from the wrist, it doesn't always just turn off. If it's placed against certain surfaces or if the sensor is blocked in a specific way, it can record a flat line or 0 reading.
Wait, really?
Yes. I theorized that Jamie, realizing he was in way over his head with this catfish, the blackmail, owing drug money, and assaulting a cop, decided to vanish. He took his smartwatch off, strapped it to a cold, stationary object, or just left it on a surface, causing the biometric sensor to read 0.
To fake his death.
It creates the perfect digital illusion of a murder. He escaped because he was drowning in his own mess, and he wanted people to think he was dead so they'd stop looking for him.
That is actually really plausible, and now I'm furious I didn't think of the technology angle myself. Which brings us to our final segment, the most humbling one, segment 4. If we were solving the case, how would we handle this investigation if we were in Pip's shoes?
Our investigation would instantly derail. We would be an active hazard to public safety in Little Kilton.
I will fully openly admit to you and the Snark squad I would have been useless. If I had to confront Howie Bowers, the drug dealer, I wouldn't have said hippie lettuce.
No, you wouldn't have.
I would have walked up with 0 backup, made eye contact, immediately started crying, handed him my entire wallet, and probably gotten myself kidnapped within 12 minutes. I do not have the emotional constitution for the criminal underworld.
You would be sitting in the trunk of a 1998 Honda Civic hyperventilating into a paper bag. And I wouldn't be able to save you because if I had to make the fake dating profile to catch Lila, I would have gotten completely derailed by the apps.
You wouldn't.
I would start reading the bios of the local men in town. I would be aggressively judging their terrible fishing photos. I would be sending you screenshots of men holding dead bass saying, look at this tragic specimen. His bio says he loves fluent sarcasm.
You love judging a dating profile.
I would have completely forgotten to message the catfish altogether because I'd be too busy archiving the cringe.
We would be the worst detective agency in history. Just sitting in a parked car, holding our iced coffees, judging dating profiles, and debating burrito structural integrity while our key witness is actively missing in the woods.
We'll find Jamie right after I analyze why this 40-year-old man has a profile picture with a heavily sedated tiger in Thailand. It would be an absolute unmitigated disaster.
An absolute disaster. Well, Bodes, we survived another intense session in Little Kilton. Thank you so much to the Snark squad for hanging out with us during the middle of the week.
Yes, thank you for enabling our delusions and letting us analyze this absolute circus. And now we turn the interrogation on to you. If you were sitting right here with us, how would you weigh in? We need answers in the comments.
Yes, tell us.
Number 1, what is your absolute favorite messy pride memory? Do not hold back. Give us all the details. Number 2, we need the final legally binding ruling. Are Chipotle bowls or burritos structurally superior?
Bowls are boring, but answer honestly, babes. Number 3, who do you trust the absolute least in this town right now? And number 4, what is your biggest, most unhinged theory about where Jamie actually is?
And remember, if you enjoyed our conversation today, like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your messiest bestie.
And please, keep sending in your shady, smarky, or stupid stories to our DMs. We literally live for them.
We truly do.
Stay messy.
Stay curious.
And we will see you on the Snark side.
Though I do have to leave you with one final terrifying thought to ruin your evening. If Jamie really did fake his own death and leave that watch behind in the woods, how exactly did Jason Bell's pristine, expensive yellow kitchen knife end up miles away in his greenhouse? Does Jason know Jamie is hiding, or is Jason the one who made him disappear?